that says, what top tips would you give to a mum wanting to breastfeed now in the pandemic when there isn't much face-to-face support? Okay, so really it depends on the mum's situation. So if you are expecting a baby right now and you're thinking, I really want to breastfeed, but I'm really concerned because I know that I can't just pop down the road to my local breastfeeding support group, there are some fantastic resources available to you to learn as much about breastfeeding before you have that baby. So GBSN are offering preparing to breastfeed workshops. They're also doing their absolute best to link that with mums who are relatively near you, so that you can meet some mum friends when hopefully all of this is over, that you can, or you can social distance meet up with them, which I think is really, really great. The ABM run a fantastic online course called Team Baby. The ABM also run a fantastic online support course for your support network, because I think that's another really, really important thing at the moment, because we're not getting that support that we would love to have, and that I know those organisations and midwives and what have you would love to give, but that's not the same as it should be at the moment. So you're getting more support from your immediate support network, whether that be your friends, your family, your sister, your aunties, your uncles, grannies, mums, dads, partner, whatever. They need to clue themselves up on breastfeeding so that they can support you, because being a mum changes everything, and you're really hormonal, and sometimes you need someone to go, I remember this little bit of information, and actually cluster feeding is really normal. So I would say, firstly, if you haven't had your baby yet, clue yourself up and clue those around you up on breastfeeding and what's normal. As I say, GBSN, ABM, BFN, brilliant places to start. You'll find all of them on social media as well. If you've had your baby and you're looking for breastfeeding support, maybe you need a bit of reassurance, maybe you things are not going great and you need to talk to somebody. Again, GBSN, they are actually running some social groups outside as well, although I don't know how long that's going to continue with the weather. There are some brilliant Facebook groups as well. There's a fantastic Facebook group called Breastfeeding Yummy Mummies, where the moderating and admin team are all trained peer supporters or breastfeeding counsellors or support helpers, and they go all the way up to lactation consultants, all offering their time for free or evidence-based information. That's a really good one. There are some others out there as well. So social media can be a really, really good place to start. Amy Brown, fantastic Amy Brown, has just released a book that's called Let's Talk About What It's Like to Be New Parents. That's not the exact title, but if you look up Amy Brown, you'll find it, which would be a fantastic resource as well. But I would say it's about making sure that you know about breastfeeding and that the people around you do too, and knowing where to access that support. So if you're in Gloucestershire and you've just had a baby and your baby is under 6 weeks old, you can contact the infant feeding coordinator, that's Sophie Ferguson. If you call the switchboard and say into it, infant feeding team, you'll get put through. If your baby is over 6 weeks, you want to talk to the infant feeding health visitor. The same applies. You can also be referred through your midwife or your health visitor at any point to those two different services. Health visitors if baby's over 6 weeks, infant feeding team and infant feeding coordinator if they're under 6 weeks.